time. We'll keep you updated if that is going to change.
Come on, Karen, looking good.
Quinn Mason working her way up women's 3. Kylie Cullen in the background trying to find the grip on those tiny, tiny crimps on women's 2. Got our spotlights back on. Back in the action here at Stone Age Climbing Gym. Sorry for that delay. We had a power cut here at the gym. Finished the action before the power outage with Brooke Rabbit 2 topping women's 1.
Her climb was so powerful that she knocked the power right out. So here we are, back at it again.
Power's back on. These ladies are given a chance to finish up these climbs. Quinn Mason on women's 3. Lauren Bearpone on women's 4 again, and Kylie Cullen over there on women's 2. If you're just joining us, we are here at Stone Age Climbing Gym in Albuquerque, New Mexico for the first stop of the National Cup Series.
We are your commentators. My name is Molly Rennie, and with me is Matt McClatchy.
Lauren Bear wedging her way up on women's 4, looking for the first top on this problem for the night. Slipping off. So like I said, going left hand would put her body in a better position to hang lower on that hold. I think if she keeps going right hand, she's going to keep sliding down over and over again.
Yeah, it seems like she tried to go higher this time in hopes to find a better spot on that hold, but hopefully she's learned and she's going to switch up her beta at the top.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but it does not get better.
Well, hopefully her experience teaches her to go across with the left hand this time.
This is her last climb, so I expect her to really throw down at least once or twice more, given everything she's got.
Come on, Quinn. Looking good. Come on, Quinn. Just this past year, the 2018 Kylie made the USA Climbing team.
Some other of our great sponsors over on that beautiful slab wall. We've got Cliff Bar, Utora, and as we mentioned before, the North Face pencil. Quinn Mason looking very comfortable up there. As comfortable as you can be on a sloper that bad. Eyeing up that 15 zone. So close.
Just barely missing that catch. The trick is getting high enough that you don't have to go dynamic, but not going so high you get kicked backwards off the 10-point volume.
The wall from this angle on your screen looks vertical, but it is just so gently, slightly overhanging that if the climbers aren't careful and they don't keep their body in, they will fall right back.
Kylie's stepping up for another effort, maybe her last on women's 2. She's been struggling a little bit with these early moves on this steep, rimpy route.
Just under a minute remaining. These climbers are looking to gain some more points. Check the tentative results online. See how these climbers are ranking throughout the rounds.
I expect Lauren's going to dig really deep on this last attempt. She's finding a knee bar with her right knee.
Looked like that low was just a little bit too high. All right, now out for the men in 10 seconds. We've got our first finalist, who was one of 4 men who did not fall last night. Babita Pittman, originally from Florida. He's 20 years old, currently living in Boulder, Colorado. He's a former sport national champion. He's climbed Beat 13 outside and lives in his van with baby girl Asuna, his dog, who has her own Instagram.
Yeah, I was going to say his dog has her own Instagram account, which he was very proud of.
And there's a view of Bobby brushing his holds before he gets on men's 1. Ben Hanna on men's 2. Jordan Fishman in the center of your screen on men's 4, and Simon Benkert on the right, trying to be the first man to gain control of men's 3, gain control of the run and jump on men's 3.
Yeah, men's 3 is really proving to be quite challenging to stick this run and jump.
Very low percentage.
So many men have been incredibly close.
Ben Hanna making the jump on men's 2. Looking to be the first man to grab that 10 zone. And there it is, control, 10 points for Ben Hanna. Jordan Fishman looking strong on men's 4. Oh, and unfortunately his right hand slipped off trying to hold that swing. There's not even a hold on the top of that right hand. There's a dual text thumb catch on the bottom side.
Wow.
So not a great hold.
So I can't help but notice that Babita Pittman has a chain that I believe is attached to a wallet in his pocket.
That was there last night too during qualifiers.
So I wonder if he's planning to make some purchases immediately after this climbing comp, or if he's concerned about losing his ID. But either way, it is a new style that I have not seen in climbing comps.
Maybe he's got a little predisposed fear of getting stolen from Breaking Bad being associated with Albuquerque.
That is actually reasonable.
Yeah. Now, an interesting thing to note from last night, from qualifiers, there was actually 2 sessions, and Bobby was in the first session, and of all the men that flashed all 10 problems, he made those 10 climbs look so easy.
He was psyched all night. I did not see anybody that looked like they were having as much fun as Bobby last night.
And now, I wish nothing poor upon any of these competitors, but it's almost refreshing to see Bobby falling off of a problem. Because he didn't fall yesterday, not one time, in 10 climbs.
Many of these men did look to be superhuman last night, so yeah.
They're looking more human tonight. Babita Pittman over on men's 1 trying to figure out how to wedge himself up in that corner. Seems like his right foot keeps popping off that start line. Still so far no luck for any of the gentlemen. Sticking that first move on men's 3. Right now all the action's on the mats. Here's a look at our fantastic crowd this evening, packed to the max.
We have overflow spectators outside of this room, as this room sold out. So everybody's watching on the big screen. Shout out to you all watching right now.
I think there's a beer garden out there, so I don't feel too bad for them.
I don't
outside.
either, no. And the weather's pretty good.
Ben Hanna asking for some support from the crowd. 45 seconds left. He's giving himself just enough time to finish this boulder problem.
The crowd wants to see nothing more than these 2 men sit. Looks like fatigue took over on that last move.
Less than 10 seconds remaining. Ben Hanna. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just out of time, falling off on the finish move, but still establishing a new high point on men's 2.
The crowd was so energized that it almost seemed like he said just because of the crowd's reaction.
And here we have out on women's 1. We've got Sienna CC Kopp, goes by CC. Had a great night last night.
North Face, one of the sponsors tonight, we couldn't do any of these comps without North Face and some of our other amazing sponsors.
We got number 2.
I talked to Sienna quite a bit last night, and she is a bundle of happy energy. I wish her well because it's so cool to see such positive energy from these competitors.
Brooke Rabitou looking very comfortable, looking for the first top on number 2. And there it is, a flash of women's 2 for Brooke Rabitou.
Surprise there.
With just under 4 minutes remaining, the rest of our girls are looking to gain some points on their respective climbs. Quinn Mason on women's 4, lining up for the dyno. Now, I suspect from watching Quinn earlier this round and continuing to look down at her fingers that she's having a hard time bearing down on some of these small holds with some pretty poor skin quality from last night. Knowing how gritty some of these little crimps are, mentally it's hard to bear down on these holds when your skin is in that rough a shape.
Yes, and these holds are all brand new.
Cece lining up for the last move on women's 1. One hand, 2 hands for 2 seconds. That is a successful top for Sienna Cobb.
If you have any questions tonight, you can post them either to the Twitter feed, or we're also following along on the live chat with the YouTube video. So please feel free to ask questions or comments on there, and we'll reply to them as we can.
Kylie Cullen pulling off the ground again on women's 3, trying to wedge herself between those level volumes. Just under 2 minutes left here as we're more than just about halfway through our round.
That push over on women's 3 with that foot first beta is intense. It is very shouldery. I almost feel like if I were to try women's 3, I would opt for the kind of run across catch as opposed to the shouldery push.
Whichever way you go about it though, it is not.
It does look hard.
Not easy. A lot of the times in climbing, we test the climbers on pulling and grabbing holds, whereas this climb is a lot of pushing. And again, like I mentioned earlier at the beginning of the live stream, the round setters, the crew this week, we're trying to test these climbers across the board on every skill set. So we're looking for the most well-rounded climber in all skill sets.
Kylie's finding her way up women's 3-0, only to have an unfortunate foot slip.
30 seconds left. Let's see if these climbers give it one more shot. Kylie looks like she's gonna take those last 30 seconds and rest for the final climb, and Quinn's giving those holds one last brush to give it one last go.
You know what, Matt? I have to say, I really appreciate that the way this gym is set up, we can see all of the problems in one shot. Some of the others that I've watched in the past, you can't see all the times, but here we're not missing any action at all.
Yeah, this is quite the stage, multiple terrain angles. All right, and our current tentative scores, we've got on the ladies' side, only 2 have finished the complete round. Lauren Bear currently in 4th, edging out Nora Chi by 5 attempts. And for the men, our 2 competitors who have finished are down in 3rd and 4th, with Simon Benker and Ben Hanna currently in 1st and 2nd, tied. So hopefully over the next 2 climbs we can split those 2 up.
This is definitely a different story from last night of the many, many sends and many flashes. Tonight is proving to be adequately challenging, I would say.
And out on men's one is Gabriel Galen, our youngest male competitor at 17 years old. He's a senior in high school. He's from Seattle, and this is his first ever pro open finals. Fun fact, he's never eaten mac and cheese.
Well, I think somebody should try to get this guy some mac and cheese at the end of this comp. He will be in for a real treat.
Ben Hanna looking to be the first man to stick that first move on men's three. Usually it's the first of the commentator. That was the blessing of the commentator.
I really did believe that Ben would be able to do that. That is exactly the kind of moves that Ben excels at.
And those are big points.
Really big points.
Big points. 4 men have come through and gotten nothing. And Ben just secured himself an extra 10 points, pushing himself tentatively into first place.
And he has 3.5 minutes left. He can figure this out. This is huge for Ben right now. I see Bobby has shed the shirt, but not the wallet.
3 minutes left. Here for this set of climbers on these problems.
See if Ben can stick it again.
Come on, Ben.
Let's go.
Easy.
Make it look easy. Once you learn it, it seems pretty easy. An electric top of men's three.
I can't even hear myself right now because the crowd was so loud.
It's a big 25 points for Ben Hanna, or pretty close to it. 29 points something.
Let's give it up for Bobby and Simon. Come on.
The crowd was on their feet. They've settled down, but they were psyched. Everybody here, or most people here, probably run into Ben Hanna once or twice in their day. Now back to the action. Babita Pittman securing the 5 zone on men's 2. Sticking the jump. See if he can figure out his way through the top of this ball. Simon Baker again inverted upside down on men's 4. Securing the 5 zone. Bobby securing the 15. And the crowd is pumped. Oh, and Simon almost establishing a new high point on men's 4.
That was just an unfortunate slip. He looked really solid, and then his hand just kind of slid right off that hold. I think both these men just fed off of the energy that Ben brought to the gym a minute ago.
Yeah, there's something about an electric crowd behind these competitors that really pushes them up the wall and like wills them to have just that little bit more energy. Simon Becker, all eyes on him with 50 seconds left. See if he can find the first top of men's 4. Racing up the wall.
Seems like he really understands this climb. It's just a matter of putting it all together and getting it done.
Simon Becker looking for the 15 zone. He's got it. Can he match it to reach out to the top? Molly, the intention for that move was to go left hand.
It is.
So he grabbed the points, but he unfortunately set himself up to not get the finish. Koskoy, 17 from the Bay Area, California, looked super strong last night. One of the few women with all 10 tops. No stranger to outdoor climbing as well, sent double digits. Sienna Kopp looking strong on number 2. I got a feeling we're going to see a lot of tops now from here on out.
Yeah, these women all looked so strong last night.
Sienna Kopp with an unfortunate foot slip. Chloe Koskoy inching her way up the slab on women's 1. Looking super controlled, super strong. Working those feet around, lining up for that finish move. Chalking those hands up, making sure she doesn't have any unfortunate slips. Strong, big stand up for Chloe Koskoy with an impressive flash on women's 1.
Chloe had a sigh of relief when she came down from women's 1. Getting that out of the way feels good.
Kylie Cohen has stuck the dyno on women's 4, trying to figure out how to make her way up to these next holds. Pressing hard. Up to the 10 zone. Brooke Rabitou looking relaxed on women's 3, chalking up.
I asked Brooke yesterday what she's going to focus on going into the Olympics. Sport, speed, or possibly bouldering. And she said, oh, speed and sport and bouldering. So it looks to me like she's just going to focus really hard on climbing and trying to get stronger.
So it looks like Kylie Collins down on the mat with a potential injury. Got a USA Climbing official asking her if she needs any assistance. We'll keep you posted when we get more information on that.
You know, that's the hazard. These climbers throw themselves at these problems and try absolutely their hardest, and that is a risk.
Sienna Kopp giving her holds on women's 2 a brush. Trying to find the friction for a top. Kylie Cohen's being walked off the mat, back to her chair. We hope she's okay. As a young competitor, she's got a bright future ahead of her. I'm sure she will be back in no time.
Brooke taking her time, chalking up, eyeing up that awful yellow sloper. You know, Sienna's struggling a little bit down there on women's 2, but she hasn't stopped smiling.
All eyes on CC now while Brooke brushes her holds. Really crimping down on those small, tiny holds.
That was impressive. That was a really hard thing to catch. After you have a foot cut like that, to stay on those holds.
Absolutely.
Strong, very strong.
Slipping off that bad hold there.
So we just had a question on the YouTube feed, the live chat, and the question was, how tall are these walls? They're about 15 feet, so we're not messing around in here. These are pretty tall boulder problems. But we do have some new flooring in here this year, which should help a lot with keeping climbers as safe as they can be at that height.
And for perspective, I think Brooke is just over 5 feet. So looking at Brooke on this wall, there's at least 2 or 3 of her before you get to the top. We've got our next male competitor out on men's 1. looked super strong last night from Molly's home state of Montana.
That's right. I watched Charlie grow up. You want to know something funny? Charlie was just this big when he was 13. He was a man boy, and he's still climbing incredibly strong. I am so excited to see him out here tonight, ready to crush.
Seems like another potential injury from the last round. We'll keep you posted on that as well. We get more information.
Let's go, Bobby.
All eyes on our men now.
Come on, Ben.
Charlie Barrett on men's 1, Ben Hanna on men's 4, and Babita Pittman lining up on men's 3.
You got this, Ben. Let's do it. Come on, Ben. Come on, Hannah. Let's do it. Come on. Let's go. Come on, Ben. Yeah, Ben. Come on. Come on, Ben.
It almost seems like Ben Hanna is stuck on the wall right now, trying to figure out a way to get himself situated for the next move. And oh, his hand popped off the wall he goes. Charles Barron inching his way up that corner up there.
So in 2016, I watched Charlie come out into nationals qualifiers, and he qualified in 4th. Nobody had heard of him. He'd never done anything terribly noteworthy in the comp scene, and he came out behind people like Daniel Woods in 4th place. So we know he's got it in him. He recently just did super well in the Portland Ultra Rally too. I believe he took 2nd. So he's on par. He's on point right now to have a really good season. And here's evidence right here.
One hand, 2 hands,
That,
a flash, I believe,
yeah, I believe it was.
for Charlie Barron. We'll keep you updated on that score. But I believe that was his first attempt. Babita Pittman giving men's 3 a bunch of goes like everyone else. Trying to find the flow on the run and jump. Oh, so
That was
close.
very close.
You can see the little sparkle in their eyes when they realize they figured it out. And I just saw that from Bobby on men's 3. Ben Hanna grabbing the 10 zone.
I mean, I know how abrasive those holds are, so that has got to be just eating his knee right now.
Ben Hanna 1 move away from the first stop on men's 4. The crowd is getting loud. Oh, just not enough in the tank. Big points for Ben Hanna though.
But Ben read the beta the way that you guys had intended, so that's really promising for next go.
He's got a minute and a half left. Let's see if he can pull it off in that much time.
Man, that problem is a lot of energy. It's going to require him reaching deep into that tank of his to send, but if anybody can do it, it's Ben.
And Babita Pittman, the second man to stick the run and jump on men's 3. Let's see if he can catch fire on this next little coordination double clutch move. Trying to find something on the left side. Oh, so strong.
Way to go, Bobby.
Babita Pittman with 45 seconds left. Second top of men's 3.
And he seems to be doing it without the aid of his wallet and chain.
You can take off that little extra bit of weight.
I guess we know he's serious now.
And with 30 seconds left, Gabriel Galen has taken a seat, and all eyes are on Ben Hanna, looking for the send on men's 4. Show everybody.
10 seconds.
6 seconds. Is Ben going to be able to do this in such a short time?
I don't think so.
That was a good effort.
But a great show from Ben Hanna, sitting tentatively in first place. We'll keep an eye on those results and give you the full scores at the end after the appeal window is closed. And our first place female qualifier from last night, our last woman to take the stage, is Natalia Grossman.
Natalia's 18 years old. She comes to us us from Boulder, Colorado. And she has had a really strong comp career so far as a youth. She's even been in finals here at the Yankin Yard in the past, so I expect big things from Natalia.
All ladies on the wall now. Don't blink.
Looks like Brooke made her way back out after looks like some sort of injury to her lower extremities, but she's maybe going to take a break again.
Come on, Natalia, you got it.
Natalia Grossman creeping her way up the slab.
Come on, Sienna, let's go. Come on.
One hand, 2 hands, 2 seconds. That is a flash for Natalia Grossman.
Natalia looks very comfortable and very calm.
She's a seasoned competitor. I believe she's made semis in some World Cups before. No stranger to the finals at youth events. And I believe a strong showing in last year's National Cup as well. That was Chloe Koskoy zipping off that bad 10-zone sloper on women's 2. Give those tiny holds a brush. Now all eyes on CC trying to figure out the beginning moves of women's 3.
Still smiling though. Sienna is just always happy. I love that. Even her outfit is very happy tonight. She exudes joy.
Let's go. Come on.
Wedging herself in there.
So she's going to try the other beta now. She has a lot of height, so maybe she'll be able to press her way through where some of the other women weren't able to. But sometimes that height isn't actually an advantage in those wedge problems because you can't get as much of your body inside.
Come on, Cece.
CC kicking her foot out way forward to that 5 zone. Sneaking her hand between the 2 smaller volume. Looks like she'll get those 5 zone points.
Ah, she found her way across. That's great. So that really sets her up now to make her way to the 10 bonus, 10 point.
And on the left of your screen, Chloe Koskoy again having that foot pop while trying to match the 10 zone with both hands. Now all eyes are on CC, trying to find the first top on women's 3.
Patience on women's 3 seems to be key in finding your way through this middle section.
Come on, Chloe. Let's give it up for Chloe, ladies and gentlemen. Come on.
Just keep it down hard on those ultimate egrets grips.
Come on, Chloe. Come on.
Oh,
Just
and
that right foot keeps
Yeah,
popping
Cece,
on
come
her.
on. Let's go. Come on. Come on, Cece.
45 seconds
Come
left.
on.
This could be CC's last breath. Asking the crowd for some assistance.
Come on, Chloe. Let's go.
looks like Santa's going to give it another go.
Come on, Chloe.
Beginning of that climb is not something you would move quickly through. She's calling it, as is Chloe.
So there's an interesting discussion going on right now on the live chat on the YouTube video, and it's that people are wondering whether or not spotters would be advantageous to have in these kind of comp settings. And so they're wondering what our thoughts are on that, Matt, on having a spotter for the comps.
For indoor climbing on pads this large, it's actually a little bit more dangerous to have a spotter. You not only risk the climber getting injured by falling on the spotter, but then the spotter getting injured as well. For outdoor climbing, it's a different story. Your target pads are way smaller, and that's when a spotter is crucial to avoid landing on a rock or having an uneven surface. This is a flat, even surface. Across all competition scenes, you never see spotters.
It could be really dangerous for the spotters too, I would think, because some of these climbers take really wild, unpredictable falls.
Now to mention our last male competitor is out on number 1, Matt Phillips.
So Matt showed me his fingertips yesterday, and they were not looking very good. His skin is not in a great spot right now. So we shall see what exactly comes of that. He's a great competitor. He's incredibly seasoned, so I don't think he'll let it slow him down too much, but it certainly could be a factor.
Babita Pittman looking so strong on men's 3.
Reading that correctly, one more move to gain the top. Nobody is happier tonight than Bobby on that set. That was impressive. He really worked for that, and that was an amazing set. And here's Matt creeping up the way towards 25. He looks fairly comfortable on the wall. See if these climbers can feed off the energy of the others. There's Matt with on men's 1. I believe that was his first attempt.
I think I saw him slip once or twice, so
okay.
let's check.
I don't know.
Come live with us. And now we've got 2 more male competitors, Charlie Barron on men's 2. And Gabriel Galen on men's 3.
So Charlie holds an interesting record in the world right now. He is the champion of ice cream eating from some ice cream shop outside of Smith Rock. And he holds the record from when he was like 13 or 14 years old. He ate 20 scoops of ice cream, and apparently that's the record. So I challenge anyone out there to go beat that record.
Looking good, come on.
Was it a 5-minute time limit like tonight?
I don't know. All I'm saying is he is no stranger to fame.
And Gabriel Galen getting so close on the run and jump. He's got a smile on his face, feeling the energy from the crowd.
Come on, kids, come on. Come on, kids. Let's go. Come on.
Just a little bit too much momentum
Yeah.
on that hold.
He's gaining a lot of momentum as he winds up to move across.
Let's go, here we go.
There's Charlie looking incredibly strong on those pinches. So much body tension.
Charlie looking so strong. Looking for the top on men's 2. Second top of men's 2 for Charlie Barron. With 1 minute remaining, the crowd's attention will be focused on Gabriel Galen.
Who is getting closer and closer to sticking that move. But with 42 seconds left, he's going to have to get it done. He has a slightly different technique than the other men across this, and it's almost working for him. But I wonder if he changed the way in which he put his feet down on the second hold, if that would change his chances or improve his chances of catching. With 20 seconds left, I don't know, does he change his beta or does he just keep trying it?
I think he keeps trying it. 2 little too late. And now, we're down to only 3 women on the wall, and let's take a look at our scores. Currently, we've got Brooke Rabitou sitting in first place for the ladies, followed by Lauren Bear and Nora Chi in third place. And on the men's side, with that top of men's 4, Babita Pittman has taken the lead over New Mexico local Ben Hanna. you know, it wasn't looking good for Bobby in the beginning. He's the only male, I think, to not secure a zone on men's one. So for him to have a rough start like that and then to come back and top the rest of the climbs, that is some serious mental poise out of Babita Pittman.
Actually. I'm not sure very many people can do that. I think that just speaks to his sight. All right, so here we have some really good action on the wall for the women. Sienna looks particularly strong on women's floor. She's using her height to the advantage. Oh, we just had a top from Natalia Grossman. Well done, Natalia. That climb has been really challenging, women's too, and Natalia walked up that pretty easy.
Chloe's giving that big yellow sloper a nice bear hug. Women's 3.
It seems like it's really hard to move off that sloper.
Setting up for the mantle and oh, so close from grabbing that 15 zone.
You got this, CC. You got this. I love the smile on CC. You got this, baby. You got this.
With 3 minutes left, both these ladies have already climbed through the first half of their given problems. So they are taking their time. Looks like Cece's trying to channel the energy from the crowd.
So one thing I want to mention about Chloe is Chloe has never in her life held a puppy. Ever. And that's one of her life goals right now. So I'm hoping somebody can find her a puppy and bring the puppy to her at the end of this comp. So this is an appeal to all of you right now. Bring this girl a puppy to hold.
That's sad.
It is sad.
You got this. Come on, Chloe. Yeah, come on. First shot. Come on.
Just full forearms bearing down. Oh.
I think Chloe may have had a momentary chin or cheek smear on that hold, just to give her arms a second to rest before she went up for 15.
Whatever works.
Yes, CC. Come on. Let's go. Nice. Come on, CC.
Cece's getting high in women's 4. Still looking for her first top on that boulder. Holding the swing, looking strong.
Flexibility really helped her in that move. Sienna's so close. She has time for another go.
I'm expecting her to take a nice long rest before she gets back on the wall. Chloe again, looking to not only be the first woman to grab the 15 zone on women's 3, but potentially the first top as well. Looking strong on that sloper.
You know, every attempt she's looked a little closer to sticking that move. I think she could do it.
Oh, with the no hands rest. Getting the crowd psyched.
Both these women are looking primed for a set. So close. You don't get closer than what Chloe just did.
And with 20 seconds left, Cece's our last climber on the wall. Looking to establish that 15 zone, and oh, just not enough gas left in the tank. Great
So
showing.
smiling. A great comp for Sienna.
And now with no men left on prop 1, let's take a look at our scores. Babita Pittman and Ben Hanna still looking strong in the first 2 spots for the men, and still the same scenario for the women. On the women's side, Brooke, Lauren, and Nora rounding out the podium, but with 2 flashes for Natalia Grossman, I'd be hard pressed if she did not take over that top gold podium spot with these next 2 climbs. And again, these results are tentative. They will not be official until our appeals window has closed after the competition is over.
Come on, Gabriel. Looking good. Come on. Yeah, Gabe, you got this.
Charlie's taking a moment here to figure out how the holds are going to feel underneath of that brush. Got Gabe already on, ready halfway up the wall, figuring out that foot first beta.
Come on, man, you got it. Wow. Yeah.
Crazy tension on men's 4.
Come on, Gabriel.
Just not quite finding the right position for Gabe on men's 4, but he's got plenty of time, and he went really pretty high on this first go, so I think he has a good shot of figuring out something to work for him on the upper section. Charlie, that was an interesting style we have not seen yet, but it looks like it might work.
Yeah,
I'm curious to see what happens.
Gabriel Galen had the little skip across that no other men had tried, and now Charlie doing his own thing with a, I don't even know what you would call that, a hop, skip, and a jump?
Like a, well, we could reterm it. We could call it like a happy leg term. It's an official climbing term now. You heard it here first.
Matt falls all over the wall. Getting back up into those unit pinches on men's 2. See if he can find the right body position to work his way through these holds. Charlie Barrett trying a different approach of stopping his momentum with his left hand on that volume with the 10 zone on it.
You know, creativity is pretty important in comp climbing, but also figuring out the right way to do it quickly, but not abandoning a way that could work quickly is also really important. It's an interesting balance of skill and experience.
Come on. Looking good.
That's one of the challenges from the route setting perspective, is making sure we try everything that a competitor may try, because we don't want to leave any loopholes out there. Every once in a while, a climber will break the climb.
Good effort from Gabe.
Ooh, a little foot slip for Charlie on that skip across. He's looking calm, cool, and collected. I remember last night he was in the second session and he knew he had to pretty much top everything with very few falls. And I remember you mentioning to me, Molly, that he was a little bit shaky on the first couple climbs, but once he found his groove and flashed the first 6 or 7, he continued that streak and just flashed them all.
Yeah, I think it was the 7th climb. He's like, oh, I'm finally comfortable. And here we are, looking comfortable again.
There you have it, another climber to find that 10 zone.
Taking a slightly different approach than we've seen. Maybe hesitant to be dynamic because it's more risky, but I think it might be easier to go dynamic for that move as opposed to just palming and then reaching out.
Charlie on the edge of the mat. Matt's catching his breath with less than a minute remaining. Let's see if he can stick that first move again and grab a top here on men's 3. Taking the shirt off to lose those extra couple ounces. And now all 3 men back on their respective climbs.
Yeah, way to go.
So close, Charlie. You can see Matt working super hard down there at the edge of your screen.
Charlie snagged that hold again. Now the only climber left on the wall with 15 seconds.
Come on, Charlie.
He sticks the 15 zone. The 10 seconds can't mean Matt's got top.
Patience as he reaches for the mat.
Not enough time. He rushed the move and fell at the last second. Heartbreaking finish on men's 3 for Charlie Barrett.
I think I felt that heartbreak. But that was a really impressive go, and getting to the 15 is pretty critical. I mean, I think that's going to help him out a lot. Not a lot of men have found their way to 15.
And down to our llast 2 female competitors. We have Chloe Koskoy on women's 4 and Natalia Grossman on women's 3. These are the only 2 climbs in the comp thus far that have not seen a top, and I think if any of these ladies are going to do it, we're about to see it right now. Natalia Grossman still with a perfect round. Again, don't want the curse of the commentator to break that streak. Hopefully I can bring her some luck here on women's 3. Chloe's sticking the jump first try in women's 4. Natalia's still hanging on.
Natalia looking very comfortable as she establishes herself on women's 3.
Chloe just missing
Chloe
that
had a
tiny
great
print.
go.
There we go. Yeah, come on.
Natalia, the first one. Can she find the top?
Come on. Yeah, Natalia.
From our perspective, you can see that
Natalia Grossman with the first and only top of women's 3.
I think that moves Natalia securely into the lead.
And I don't know if anyone can catch her. That's 3 flashes.
Yes, I don't believe she can be caught. Natalia was fighting and digging so deep on that. Her face throughout that entire problem was demonstrating her fear. And here we are, the excitement mounts again. We've got 1 move left for Chloe.
With the first top on women's 4.
Things are only getting more exciting around here. If you are just now joining us, we are at the National Cup Series Yankin Yard in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Here's a live look at the current scores. They haven't quite been updated yet, so I would stay tuned on that.
Yeah, Natalia Grossman, expect her with another flash. We'll put her at 75 points, bump her into first place. And Chloe Koskoy with another 25 points will put her at a smooth 70, which will put her into the second place position. So Brooke Rabitou down in third, Chloe Koskoy in second, Natalia Grossman in first, and that is going to be our podium tonight, I believe.
I
Don't
think
mark
so.
my word.
Yeah.
But according to my calculations, our women's podium has been secured. And on the men's side, Babita Pittman still in first, then Hannah close behind him in second, and Charlie Barron with around 15 more points
Yeah.
can potentially push him into first place. Let's see what those scores look like. Matt Foltz will also be getting some more points, pushing him closer to a podium.
And I just want to mention, Chloe looked a little stressed at the beginning of this comp. She didn't look comfortable. And so now that last set really kind of demonstrated her pure strength. Last night I saw that in her, and she seemed to pull it out in women's 4, and that was so exciting to see. I really enjoyed watching her set women's 4.
Yeah, that was exciting. Not expecting the high heel hook for somebody that tall. However, it put her in a position to go up left hand like we talked about, and once she was there, it was about her securing her feet and very slowly and controlled getting her hand up on that finish hold to match.
Yeah, she was patient. All the way through, she was patient to the last move, figuring out the beta, and that was so impressive. So I also have to mention, I saw Matt Foltz earlier drinking from a gallon jug, and I think he was drinking Kool-Aid. Maybe. We'll see later. I'm curious. I'm going to ask him later what he has in there because it looked like a gallon of Kool-Aid.
If it is Kool-Aid,
There's going to be a lot of Kool-Aid drinkers.
if it is Kool-Aid, the Kool-Aid man has been known to break through walls. So not that we want Matt to break through any walls tonight, but if he could destroy all the holds on the wall, hopefully the Kool-Aid's working for him.
Maybe Kool-Aid sponsors him.
And our last two male competitors, Charlie Barron and Matt Foltz, looking to find some success on these last two problems to work themselves up the rankings.
I'm not going to lie, Matt. I don't know which one I want to cheer for right now. Fortunately, I'm in the seat of commentator, so I shouldn't cheer for either. But I love both of these guys so much. I want them both to win. and how dynamic he needed to be to run across there. So I just want to mention too that Matt Foltz is 5'11", which is average height for most men. And a lot of people think he's a lot bigger because he has a +6 ape index, which he may be able to utilize to his advantage on this climb. +6.
If you don't know what an ape index is, it's your wingspan relative to your height. So if you're 5'10 and your wingspan is 5'10, that's a 0 ape index. So you're saying for Matt, he's 5'10 with a +6, so he has the wingspan of a 6'4" person.
5'11". Yeah.
Oh, 6'5".
Yeah. That's amazing though. Here we are, Charlie's looking at the feet first beta, creating the tension necessary to get around the belly of that prow.
Quite literally upside down, Charlie Barron looking to grab that 5 zone, which he does.
And Matt sticking that run across move with ease.
Let's see if he can snag this next coordination move.
And he goes dynamic.
First try. One hand. He needs a second and 2 seconds. 1, 2. That's a top for Matt Foltz. And I don't think the camera showed it, but his hand was technically on the hold to the right, and all he had to do is reach his finger across and tap that left hold to secure that top. Smart, competitive climbing right there.
Experience, absolute experience from Matt Foltz.
I think Ben Hanna may have done the same thing earlier on.
And now we are looking at Charlie. Yes, Charlie.
Pondering. All right, updated scores. Natalia Grossman is in fact in first. Chloe has secured a second place, and Brooke Rabbitson rounding out the podium in third place. And for the men, updated scores has pushed Charlie Barron into third, roughly 5 points behind Ben Hanna. So after this climb, you have to assume he's grabbed the 5 zone. I think he may have surpassed Ben Hanna depending on how many falls. So we'll wait and see on that. And Matt Foltz, with 25 more points, puts him around 60 points, just under 60. So with that fourth and final climb, I think Matt Foltz is looking pretty good to sneak into that podium as well.
Yeah. It'll be really exciting to see if Charlie can pull off a send on this climb. That would be pretty huge for his overall success at this comp this weekend.
And Natalia Grossman with an impressive night.
Yeah.
I mean, last night she topped everything. Tonight, she has not fallen. And I mean, looking at the rest of the problems, she's making these things look easy. I would definitely keep my eyes on her for the rest of the season. And now, one man left on the mat. Charlie Barron on his last climb of the evening, trying to grab some more points to work his way up that podium.
After a nice long rest, Charlie is heading up for his last attempt.
He's got the crowd behind him. Oh no, with 30 seconds left, will he try again?
He's gonna try it again. That's always a tough call because 30 seconds really isn't enough time to do it. Sometimes you want to please the crowd, but you also don't want to hurt yourself by heading up a climb that is so intense.
10 seconds.
And then there was one.
Down to our last female competitor, Natalia Grossman. Let's see if she can finish out her so far perfect evening here at Stone Age Climbing Gym in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Just giving her holds a quick brush to maximize her friction on these holds. With 7 climbers before her, a decent amount of chalk and potentially shoe rubber has found their ways into the nooks and crannies of the texture of these holds. So she's just trying to give herself the best possible conditions to grab onto these holds. Reviewing her sequence one last time. making sure when she gets up there that she's got a game plan.
Yeah, so Natalia can ask for a brusher, but a lot of climbers find it beneficial to brush it themselves so they can kind of explore the holds. The energy in here is amazing. Everybody wants to see Natalia set this.
Stacking her hands, pumping out to the 10 zone. Natalia Grossman looking strong. Yeah, so looking back at some of Natalia's past comp results, she was 7th place at the Vail World Cup, so the best climbers in the world, and she missed making finals by 1 spot.
Yes, she's
also
been on the verge of a serious breakout to be one of the top contenders in the world.
She's has placed 4th place at the Youth World Championships in bouldering, 3rd place at the combined U.S. Nationals, and she was the Youth Bouldering National Champion in 2019. And to add to that, she is the Yankin Yard 2019 National Cup Champion.
What a night.
And like you said, I would expect to see a lot more from Natalia in the future moving forward. And with 2 minutes left on the clock, we've got one more male climber coming out, Matt Foltz on men's 4. So looking at the results, last night we had a lot of ties from the male field coming into tonight's final. Looking at the tentative results, it looks like all of those ties have been broken, moving into Matt Foltz's last climb.
So perspective on Matt Foltz, he's strong. I think we all know that, but he's really strong. He's climbed 4 V15s. I said V15 in the last 6 months in Colorado. He's just been on a tear. He also just did the full Never-Ending Story, which is a 9A. So it's a 3-bolt route/boulder problem that's been made into a route in Magic Wood. And that was only the 3rd ascent. So he is establishing himself as one of the top climbers in the world.
And he showed no signs of slowing down. He's been a force on the circuit, nationally at least, for the past couple years, and it looks like it'll continue. And with 30 seconds left before our last climb, here at Stone Age Climbing Gym, USA Climbing, the North Face, Petzl. Matt Foltz looks to put an exclamation point on a fantastic showcase this evening here.
Although a seasoned competitor, he must be feeling the pressure right now of all eyes on him, and this crowd is so psyched.
And just like that, we are down to our last 5 minutes of action. Matt Foltz giving his holds a quick brush. With a smile on his face, of course. I think he's excited for this climb. I think it suits his style very much.
Absolutely. I don't want to say what I want to say, but what I want to say is that I think he's going to send it.
off the ground.
Tying up the 10 around the corner. Trying to find the best body position to make his way there.
Beats the toe hook. Oh, and an unfortunate dry fire off the 10 zone. And now looking at our tentative scores, it looks like in order to win this competition, Matt Foltz needs to top this boulder. Charles Barron has tentatively overtaken first place from Robert Taft Pittman.
We got this now, we got it.
And unless Matt Foltz can get to the 15 zone, Ben Hanna will round out our podium in third place. Matt Foltz grabbing the Kool-Aid.
We'll be sure to ask about the beverage when he comes in to speak with us after the comp.
I really hope it's Kool-Aid.
That would be great. That would make me very happy.
To take a more educated guess, it's probably some sort of electrolyte beverage, but I'm gonna stick with Kool-Aid. The crowd is getting psyched. Matt Foltz taking a different approach to the 10 zone, and another dry fire off that pinch on the left side of that volume.
That's a long fall, but it's a clean fall onto his back.
And here we go, another tentative look. I think Matt established the 10 zone on his second try, so that's 9.9. Those 9.9 points does not put him on the podium.
That is surprising. We'll see what happens.
So, again, I think if my calculations are right, he needs to establish control of the 15 zone to make the podium, and then needs to top this boulder for the win.
So much rides on 3 moves.
And with just over 1 minute remaining, I think it's safe to say that this will be Matt's last attempt at this last climb. A Matt Foltz chant has started in the crowd. Oh, an unfortunate foot slip with 30 seconds. He's going for those points. Will he have enough gas left in the tank?
That is a lot of hard climbing.
And with no rest from his last attempt, he is willing his way up this wall with 20 seconds left. Oh, and just not enough left as he flops onto the pads. Big round of applause from the crowd. They got a great show here tonight.
That was an amazing and exciting show.
So still waiting on final scores for the men for Matt Foltz's last climb, but our women's podium in third place, Brooke Rabitou, second place, Chloe Koskoy, and in first place, Natalia Grossman. And it looks like, for the men's side, Ben Hanna in third place, Bobby Taft Pittman in second, and Charlie Barron coming off a great qualifying round with 10 flashes, rounding out our podium.
A shout out to Montana for Charlie. Even though he lives in Colorado now, we're claiming him as Montanan. Yay!
You gotta have the hometown pride.
Results are not official yet. We are dealing with the appeal.
And again, these results are not official. There is I believe, a 10 or 20 minute appeals window where competitors can question or argue their results. So we will keep you posted on those live results. In the meantime, we are going to grab some athletes in here for some athlete interviews to ask them how the round went, how they felt, maybe ask them about qualifiers. So if we can sneak them back here.
That was amazing.
I think we have Natalia Grossman lined up to come and sit down.
Do I go? So I'm here with Natalia Grossman right now, and how do you feel about that? Was that amazing?
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Was that the dream night?
Yeah, pretty much.
Really, you couldn't have done anything better. It was amazing. It was such a joy to watch you. That standing ovation at the end.
Yeah, people kind of made me do it, but
Oh, it was so amazing. What was your favorite climb tonight?
I think the third climb, it wasn't my favorite, but the crowd, they were all like the same to me, but the crowd was definitely the best on the third.
Yes.
So I was psyched.
Yeah, it was fun to watch, and watching you make your way up past the 10 was just phenomenal.
Thank you.
So well done, lady. That was great. So where to from here? Are you going to continue on with the National Cup Series?
Yeah, I actually entered into the next one, the Battle of the Bay. I registered this morning, so I'm gonna go there.
Awesome.
And then hopefully I can go to the third one. I'll just have to see with college because I just started.
Well, yeah, you've got a lot to balance right now. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, and we'll look forward to seeing you probably on the podium later.
Thanks.
Thank you. We're going to find some more climbers to interview, so I'm going to throw it back to Matt for now as we find our next climber.
And so back to scores. I'm taking a peek at our live scoreboard, and in fact, Matt Foltz has not been able to catch Ben Hanna in third place. So it looks like our men's podium is solidified. Again, we have an appeals window. We have to wait and see if any appeals come through, if those orders will change. In the meantime, once again, coming up in the next couple of weeks and months, we've got some other National Cup comps coming up. So be sure to tune in the next couple of weeks. We've got the Battle of the Bay at the Dog Patch Boulders in San Francisco, California, November 1st and 2nd. And at High Point Climbing and Fitness in Memphis, Tennessee on December 6th and 7th. So again, we're gonna have a lot of our top competitors vying for that cash purse and earning points in the National Cup Series with USA Climbing. These points, along with the cash purse, will accumulate throughout the season and add up, and I believe the National Championship as well will award points for the National Cup. In terms of the cash purse, first place tonight will be receiving $1,500, second place is $1,200, third is $800, and winding down to eighth place will be $100. So this is big money for these competitors who are flying across the country, and again, with a growing sport, you have to expect that these cash purses will continue to increase as the sport builds, popularity increases with the Olympics, and the excitement builds. I mean, the show tonight was great from what you could see, and expect to see more big things with climbing in USA and globally to continue to progress. I think we're going to cut back to Molly now. She's got Charlie Barron, our tentative male winner, on the mic.
Charlie, that was amazing. I loved watching every minute of that. That was so exciting. Was that a dream for you tonight, or?
Absolutely. I've been doing the National Cup Series for a couple years now. This is my first time ever making finals.
Yeah.
And that alone was like the best feeling in the world, and I'm just super psyched that I was able to actually come out and climb to the extent that I felt like I could.
The competition was fierce tonight, and you really held your own. And I'm just so impressed. So what was your favorite climb tonight? What did you love?
I think number 2 probably fit my style the most, and I was most excited to try that one, but in the end, I think number 3 was my favorite.
Awesome.
That run across move was a move that I've tried tons of times in the gym, tons of different ways, but the way it was set tonight was just fantastic. It was so much fun to try.
You had some different ways of trying it. The first time was interesting, to say the least. You had this kind of skippy hop sort of run through jump thing happening, and you finally established what would work for you, which was really cool. Really good work tonight. I loved watching you climb. I'm really excited for you, and I'm excited to see what happens next. So, more climbing in the future in these comps?
Yeah, I'm going to do all 3 National Cup Series comps this year and see where it goes from there.
Awesome. Are you thinking about doing the World Cup Series?
I would love to if I could.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you so much, Charlie.
Thank you, Molly. Appreciate
Have
it.
a great night.
Thanks, you too.
And we'll head back over to Matt for a little bit here. It looks like we're closing in on the end of our appeals window, at which point we'll be able to see for sure who the winner is and the podium for tonight. So I'm going to throw it back to Matt for now while we're waiting for more climbers to come over and chat with us. I guess I'll hang out for a bit with you all. We are waiting, but it looks like unofficially our scores are Natalia Grossman, Chloe Coxaway, and Brooke Rabbit for the women. And then for the men, Charlie Barron, Bobby Pittman, and Ben Hanna for the men's podium. Sort of a surprise to see Matt miss the podium, but I think that just shows us how good and how strong these climbers and competitors are tonight. I'm going to call over. I see Chloe Coxaway. She's nearby. I'm going to check in with her because she had an amazing night. Hi, Chloe. How'd it go tonight?
Awesome. Boulders are super fun and really hard, so it's nice.
Yeah. You know, you look like you finally got really comfortable on the last problem.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
Thanks. Yeah, I was really looking forward to the last problem, so I was really happy to get it done.
Yeah, you looked really strong last night too.
Thanks.
So it's
Yeah,
exciting
thank
to
you.
see your future here.
Thanks.
So are you heading on to do some more of the National Cups this season?
Yeah, I'll be at Battle of the Bay in San Francisco, so I'm
Sweet.
excited for that.
Yeah, and then on to Nationals?
Yep, I'll be at Nationals in February.
Awesome. Great. Well, congratulations. You
Thank you
were
so
really
much.
awesome tonight, and I look forward
Thanks.
to watching you in the future.
Thank you.
It's really great to see you tonight.
Let's go, Chloe!
Well, we do have a question to answer, and that question is, what is Matt drinking? Matt Foltz. So we're going to try to find him next. If we don't find it, we will eventually share with you what that mystery Kool-Aid-like beverage is, but I think we're going to try to find out what he's been drinking all night and maybe what his secret is. I'm going to throw it back over to Matt Ratajczak now as I go to gather some more climbers to speak with us tonight.
So as you can see from our field of play here, there's a lot of excitement still happening here in the gym. More than just being the National Cup Series, this is the kickoff to a week-long festival here at Stone Age Climbing Gym, the Primate Festival. It's 8 days of clinics, obviously the competition, and right now I can see lots of gear getting ready to be raffled off. There is chalk flying around. The party is just getting started here. All the members are psyched. All the people from out of town visiting are still psyched. Really, really exciting. And just to go over some more history of the Yankin Yard. Again, this is the 23rd Yankin Yard. So this competition was older, or is older, than every female that was in finals tonight. And as you can see, there's the chalk being thrown around to the crowd. In 2009, it was the first year we had a cash purse. So over 11 years of competing, and people weren't even coming for the money. They were just coming for the excitement of the competition. And Albuquerque being the central hub of New Mexico climbing, this has been a big competition and will continue to be a big competition for years to come. We've had many pros throughout the year come, and now it's even more exciting to have the National Cup here and to be a part of USA Climbing's National Cup Series. to bring the talent here, especially for the new and upcoming youth climbers. Again, like we said, these first-time finalists came out of nowhere. We weren't expecting any of these. I mean, they're kids, 16, 17 years old, making finals, putting on a great show, looking like seasoned competitors on the big stage. So I would expect to see a lot more big things coming out of these kids that were here tonight. Jordan Fishman holds the national speed record. He's somebody to look for moving forward in the Olympics. Brooke Rabitou obviously is going to be at the Olympics in the upcoming 2020 in Tokyo. And then for those of you that haven't heard, in 2024, the Olympics will be in Paris. And some interesting facts about that. The 2020 Olympics is a combined format where competitors need to be proficient in bouldering, which we saw tonight, rope climbing, which climbs much further up walls, 50, 60 feet, and speed climbing. And then in 2024, speed climbing will be separated. At least that's what's proposed. So it should be exciting to see how these climbers continue to train and be well-rounded athletes. It's clear to see here that the talent level is progressing quite rapidly. So keep your eyes out for that. And moving back to Molly Rennie, it looks like we have Babita Pittman, one of our podiums, one of our finalists tonight, ready for an interview.
So I'm here with Babita Pittman, who's probably off the walls excited right now. So why don't you tell us how you're feeling at the moment?
I am so psyched right now. I was just stoked to be here, to be honest. Number one didn't go too well, but I'm super psyched that I was able to turn it around.
You really did, and you really crushed it. So there was some commenting on the live feed and in between us. What's up with the wallet chain?
Okay, so I used to ride a motorcycle, ended up getting into an accident, but I tend to lose it a lot, so I was like, I always forget to take it off too. If you look at my Facebook or my Instagram, most of the pictures have the chain in it, which my mom always yells at me, but it happens.
You took it off when you got over to men's 3, right?
I did, yeah.
And then you started climbing a little bit better.
A little bit better, yeah.
So
A little bit of weight.
a little weight, yeah.
Long way.
We thought maybe you were weight training early on to get a little stronger by the end.
I don't know. All I know is on number 2, all my tips came off.
Yeah, so your skin probably hurts. Tell us about the friction up there. Is it pretty intense?
It was really good friction. Number 1, friction wasn't too good with the feet, but number 2 was a little intense. I popped off, tri-fired a little bit, and like all of my tips came off.
They're gone.
Yeah.
But you don't need them anymore. You're done.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm
And
gonna
you
go.
crushed it.
Yeah,
You're
go
happy.
hang out.
Awesome. Well done. That was
you.
amazing. I really
Appreciate it.
loved seeing you climb tonight and
Thank
crush
you.
it. So well done.
Thank you.
Good job. Yeah. Good luck.
They come help make the event successful, and we really appreciate it.
All right, so we have the mystery of Bobby's chain to his wallet solved, and now we know the story behind that. I just saw Ben Hanna, and I was hoping to grab him before he wandered away, but it looks like he was too quick for us. So we'll see if we can get some other of our athletes rounded up. We're getting pretty close to the end of our appeal window, so it's looking like our podiums are likely going to hold true. So we shall see once the appeal window's over. I'm just looking behind me to see if we've got another athlete coming up. I know Matt Foltz was on his way over earlier, so hopefully we get to see him again. In the meantime, Matt Ratajczak is going to fill you in a little bit more about some of the route setting and some of the experiences that they've had route setting tonight and how they felt like it went since he was part of that route setting team.
From organic climbing, roll pass, goes to.
So before we get into the route setting aspect of this competition, another big shout out to our sponsors, the North Face, Petzl, Entrepris, Cliff Bar, Butora, Gnarly Nutrition, and Rise Brewing Co., and our wonderful hold sponsors. Without their shapes, none of this would have been possible. E-Grips, Flat Hold, Technic, Kumiki, Unit, Blocks, Blue Pill, Cheetah, and Level Climbing. It was, from a route setting perspective, it was wonderful being able to work with all these cool new shapes. Really, even for the climbers, they're not used to seeing seeing some of these shapes, so really interesting to be able to test them on shapes I've never seen before. And I may have left it out, Petzl. Petzl's one of our sponsors as well. Again, with the route setting, we were a bit nervous coming into tonight. With so many flashes and so few falls from our men's field, we knew we needed to really turn up all these climbs and make them a lot harder without making them too hard. And based on the show tonight, it looks like we found a pretty great level in separating the field. We had no ties. And as far as the women go, they were separated from the night before, so we had no issues in any ties this evening. But again, every problem saw a top, every climb saw different attempts and different falls from different climbers. So always fun to test these climbers on different angles, different types of movements, different skill sets, from the small, tiny holds to the run and jumps to balance. Here's a quick look at some of our local sponsors: Chalk Cartel, DMM, Edelrid, New Mexico Solar Group, Metolius, Madrock, Boreal. We've got Amore Pizza, Santa Fe Brewing Co., Taos Bakes, Evolve, Quick Beam, and Prismatic Coffee, keeping us caffeinated all week from the route setting perspective.
Just ticking away. It looks like we're at about 2.5 minutes until we're through the appeals period and we can officially go to the podium. Meanwhile, you can see the crowd is really psyched about all the prizes being given out. We have a lot of really awesome prizes given by our generous sponsors, both local and national sponsors, for this crowd tonight. These guys were amazing. I think they played a pretty important part in making sure that these climbers got up the wall tonight. I know the energy changed greatly when we saw the people stand on their feet and cheer for some of these climbers as they worked their way up the routes. I'm looking forward to seeing what we end up having at the next competition, because to me this is sort of a new age. It's a new fresh group of people that are coming up, and I think that we're going to see this new guard come on and push the limits and get stronger and do a lot more than we've seen even in the past. So they're sort of paving the way to the Olympics in 2024 as well. I see Sienna, so I'm going to grab her because I have a question for her about her psych and energy.
Over here, to my left, on the left side of the room, Mr. Foltz, fantastic effort this evening in the finals. Please meet with Molly and Matt over here.
So hi, I just wanted to ask you a little bit about your psych. You have the best energy. If there was an award today given to most fun on the wall, it would be you. So how do you do that? What's your secret?
I don't know. I feel like when I'm having fun, when I'm smiling, when I'm feeding off the crowd's energy, I feel like I perform better. I think it takes a lot of the stress away and it gives everybody a good impression. And that's kind of just who I am. So,
do you feel like that's been an intentional effort on your part to become this happy, positive climber? Or is it something that is just naturally kind of who you are?
I think I'm naturally a very positive, optimistic person, but to turn that into my comp climbing and like kind of my comp persona, I think really raises the energy and raises me up with everybody else. So
yeah, that's awesome. So we're gonna have a lot of kids and younger people looking up to you, and older people looking up to you, I think. So I'm glad to see you're such a positive role model, and I look forward to seeing you continue on.
I will.
Thank you.
Awesome.
And good luck with the rest of your season.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. And I see Matt Foltz here, so he's going to come over and join me. So, hey, Matt, hi. We have a burning question for you.
Uh-oh.
What's in the gallon jug? Is it Kool-Aid?
Secret. No. It's just some Physivantage collagen mixture. It's pretty good. Like, it's a pre-workout kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Like caffeine mix. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. There
Nothing
was some,
crazy. And some Kool-Aid.
And some Kool-Aid. Yeah. We wondered if you had a new sponsor, Mr. Kool-Aid. So, how do you feel about tonight?
I feel okay. I had a chance to do well, and I just couldn't execute at the end, which is, it happens. Executing is part of being a good comp climber, so I'm still learning. hopefully, I had that chance, and the boulders were just hard. So, yeah, that's about what happened.
Were you aware at the end that the pressure was on to top that last problem?
Yeah, I was aware. Yeah, they have the scoreboard, and so I peaked. Yeah, I peaked, and I could do the math, and I saw that I had to top to win, and I was feeling good. I thought I had a good shot, but the pump definitely caught up to me. Some physical and tough boulders tonight. So, thanks.
And amazing this field is.
Oh,
right,
absolutely.
that all you had to do was top to get the win.
Right.
And not topping has left you in fourth off the podium. So that's a good sign, I think, for the future of the sport.
For sure, yeah. In these competitions, everyone is performing at such a high level that those little mistakes that you make can really cost you. So, that definitely speaks to the level that we're all climbing at.
Yeah, awesome. And are you planning to continue on with the National Cup Series?
Yeah, I'm excited to a dog patch in a couple weeks, so I'm hoping to be ready for that. But in the meantime, I'm going to go to Leavenworth and climb on some granite for a week. Yeah.
Outdoor therapeutic climbing.
Yeah,
I think
that'd be
that's
super
great.
fun.
I'm glad to hear that you guys are still getting out and having fun, and it's not all just training and competing. So
yeah, I mean, I think that's like the prescription. You gotta mix it up, and I honestly think that helps my climbing. So
yeah, especially to sustain at this level for as long as you have been. You are a veteran now. I mean, at your age, not even being 30, you are a veteran.
Yeah, I mean, all the young guns, it seems like there's just a new crowd, a new generation every year that comes in, and I'm just trying to battle back, and I feel like I'm getting stronger. I feel like I'm getting better every year, so I might as well keep it on. So that's the whole perspective.
Awesome. Well, nice work. It was
Thanks,
super
Molly.
fun to watch you climb. I was cheering for you all the way through, so I look forward to seeing you in the future at the next comp.
Yeah, me too. Thanks, Molly.
Okay, so it looks like we are just finishing up this raffle. The amount of gear left to give away on the floor is diminishing, and I think at the end of that raffle, we'll be ready for the podium. The crowd is still pretty psyched, though, over the raffle out here. We've got actually a crash pad that's going to be given out right now, so it pays to be a spectator tonight. Not as much as a competitor, but certainly has its advantages as well. All right, well, I'm going to go rejoin Matt as we wait for the podium. So I'm going to throw it back to him and then rejoin him at the table.
So to update everyone, I think we've updated our scorecard. There was an appeal, and it looks like our results have shifted a little bit. But I believe these are our final results. So for the men, Ben Hanna in third place, Babita Pittman in second, and Charlie Barron in first. And for the women, Brooke Rabitou in third, Chloe Koskoy in second, and Natalia Grossman taking home the gold with a perfect score of 100. To give everyone at home a little bit of insight as to what type of work goes into this event, we have been here since Monday setting for the competition, and we've been preparing for it for the past 2 to 3 weeks. Setting began on Monday, finals were set first, and then qualifiers and the Citizens Comp have been set throughout the entire week. We've had hundreds of competitors, from locals to people traveling from out of state, and obviously these strong open competitors coming from all across the country, competing over the past 2 days, and it's culminated into this one big show tonight, following into our festival throughout the week. So lots of work goes into this, a lot of pieces to the puzzle. Route setters have bleeding fingers, maybe some bleeding fingers sitting at the computer, typing at the keyboard. But it's a big production, lots of work, and it all paid off. We had a great show for everyone here tonight, and hopefully this raffle will be wrapping up soon so we can have our podium presentation for our athletes. They can get awarded their big fancy checks that hopefully pay for their airfare for their next competition in San Francisco in 2 weeks. So Molly, I wasn't able to hear too much about the athlete interviews. How did they enjoy the competition tonight?
Everybody was really happy. They all recognized competition was really stiff tonight. I mean, truthfully, Matt realized, and he was aware what he needed to do to get on the podium and to win. And he was really, happy with his performance. It wasn't that he had an off night. This competition is strong. Again, this is a guy that has climbed multiple really hard boulder problems in the last 6 months, and he's really a strong competitor, and yet here he is not making the podium. So I think that just demonstrates the level of competition that we're moving into right now with the modern climber in the modern age. So next generation, really strong. It's pretty exciting. I'm really interested to see what happens and where the sport continues to go.
Absolutely, and I would put money on it if we hosted the same competition with the same climbers next weekend on the same exact climbs. We would get a completely different set of finalists. Maybe not completely, but we would see different finalists in a different order. The finals would have a different result. It's really, to be aware that you are capable of winning is sometimes all it takes. Knowing you're strong enough to keep up with everybody, and you just have to go out there and have a really good night on those particular climbs.
And a number of these climbers aspire to 2024 Olympics. I mean, that is what's so amazing. When I was starting to climb, the Olympics and climbing wasn't a thing. And I think it's just really recent that's even a thought that you could potentially go out and become an Olympian. So it's a lot more serious now. The stakes are higher. And the opportunities, I think, are going to keep coming at these guys, and making yourself a living as a climber and building yourself as just a comp climber even is totally possible now.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting. I mean, even to see how much the climbing industry has grown in the past 10 years since I've been working in a climbing gym. The number of climbing gyms that are popping up is insane. The number of talented athletes, the level of competition, as we saw tonight, is skyrocketing exponentially. And it's really exciting to see what the future holds for climbing in general. It's also really cool to see the community. I mean, we cut the scenes of the crowd. Everybody's on their feet. Everybody had a great time tonight, and these are all just local New Mexico climbers for the most part. So to think about whenever I travel to go climb across the country, you meet climbers and you're pretty much automatically friends. It's a very inclusive community. Whether you're a gym climber, an outdoor climber, and now Olympic athletes too. It's exciting stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of friendship and camaraderie amongst the climbers. So I saw Sienna had made stickers for all the other girls that she had gone and traveled and competed with earlier this year, and it was sort of like a friendship sticker thing. So it was really cute to see that kind of camaraderie between them. They really do cheer for each other. They want each other to win. They want each other to do well, and they love that. And I think that's really cool to see that. I think it's what makes this sport so great is because it's so social and communal, and it's really loving. It's a great environment.
Yeah, and on top of that, with other sports, there's a definitive winner and loser, whereas in climbing, even if you're in first place, you're still cheering for everyone else to potentially beat you. You never want to see your competitor fall, and it's evident with the way that these kids and these adults cheer for each other that they don't want to see each other fall. They want to see each other do really well on these climbs, and I think that's not very common in athletics.
We're part of a pretty cool community here.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
I'm happy to be a part of it for sure.
Yeah. Still stuff being thrown around in this building right now. Chalk bags flying everywhere. There's a lot of expensive stuff getting raffled off.
I know. Why are we sitting here?
Yeah,
we should be out there getting some raffle stuff.
Exactly.
Somebody throw something here.
The pile is getting smaller, it seems. We got ropes. Not cheap. Everyone's hoping their card gets pulled from the raffle. We should have snuck some of those in there.
Yeah. You notice too, a lot of the people in the crowd have their faces painted. We had somebody here earlier today painting faces for the youth and adult competitors, like the Citizens Comp. And a lot of people were taking advantage of that. There's several people out there with the classic Day of the Dead or Halloween themes. And that's really cool to see that face paint. So.
Yeah, and again, big shout out to USA Climbing for putting on such a great event, and all our sponsors for help making it possible. The setting crew this week was amazing. The management at the gym here was amazing. pretty much a flawless event from my perspective as an employee here at Stone Age, and also getting involved in the route setting program with USA Climbing. Over the past couple of years, things have really improved drastically. Not to say they were bad before, but things have really gotten streamlined, and things have been really smooth. And I couldn't have asked to be on a better setting team and work for a better gym. Everything here was great this whole week.
So a lot of these setters then travel to the next competition as well and do that. I mean, is it the same setters throughout, or is it a mix?
No, so each chief setter throughout the season for the National Cup, as well as Youth Championship events, National Open Championship events, the Collegiate Championship events, each chief setter has been pre-picked at the beginning of the season.
Okay.
So our chief at this competition, Jeremy Harden from Virginia, I believe is only chiefing this National Cup.
Okay.
So in San Francisco it'll be a different chief. In Memphis, Tennessee it'll be another chief. So this and the setters beneath him will all be different. So the style of climbing, the types of boulder problems, the flavor, as you would say, will be different at every event. So
that's good.
Yeah,
that's a good thing.
That's the cool part. The playing field in climbing is never the same. So in football, it's always the same amount of yards, the same fields. Whereas climbing, the walls change, the textures change, the holds change, the people putting the climbs up are different. So you never know what you're going to get.
Yeah, it tests all skills, all strengths, all abilities of every climber out there.
Yeah.
And that's why I think we see the podium rotate so much too.
Absolutely.
A lot of these climbers are incredibly strong and capable, but what suits them that day and that moment and that time, it might vary depending on the gym or the humidity of the gym or wherever they're at. Altitude, we're at a very high altitude right now. So some of our California climbers might have been feeling that.
And Molly, as somebody who's competed in World Cups, you have probably had events where you were really psyched with your performance and events where you wish the climbs were a little bit different. I mean, how do you, as a competitor, how do you react and how do you adapt to those changes and how do you stay motivated to keep training and pushing forward?
It's learning. It's always learning. I remember there was one problem at the Vail World Cup that I couldn't even figure out how to start it, and it was horrifying. I stood out there and I was watching the clock and I was like, can the end, does it just ever end? Like, I just don't want to be here anymore because I can't figure it out. But it was a really good learning opportunity because when I watched the other girls later, I could see exactly what the beta was. And if I'd just been patient and hadn't thrown in the towel so early, it would have maybe ended differently for me. So learning, always learning. I think these competitors are constantly learning how to be better, how to read the climbs better, how to utilize their strengths and weaknesses better, and that is kind of the name of the game.
So we're turning live now to our award ceremony for our open competitors. We've got our artist MC Aaron Stromberg on the mic. Brooke Rabitou stepping up to the third place podium.
You can see she has a minor injury, but nothing, it doesn't look like too major, so that's good news for all of the Brooke Rabitou fans. A smile on her face.
Being handed her big check. I wonder if you can bring those checks to the bank and get them cashed that size.
I would definitely try it.
I hope so.
First place, Natalia Grossman.
Second place on the podium, Chloe Koskoy. And unparalleled in her performance tonight, flashing all four climbs, Natalia Grossman rounding out the
And
women's
here
podium.
at the Yankin Yard, we have one additional prize for Natalia. The champion's belt, Natalia Grossman.
Oh, the Stone Age Climbing Gym Yankin Yard belt. The champion's belt.
One more round of applause for the ladies. Nice job, ladies.
You know she's going to wear that every chance she gets.
I hope she drove down. I don't know if she can get that through security at the airport. Finalists now for the men's, getting ready for our podium.
Foltz. In third place, Ben Hanna.
In third place this evening, crowd favorite and New Mexico local, Ben Hanna, with his fresh, bleached, tipped hair.
I love seeing Ben on the podium. He is one of the nicest, happiest, most motivated people I
In
know.
second place, Robert Taft Pittman. Nice job, Eric.
Bobby is psyched tonight.
Yeah, I was speaking to him last night. He's taking a little bit of a break from the competition scene, and what a way to come back from a break.
Right?
It's like he never missed a beat. And Charlie Barron in first place, being presented his championship belt.
It makes me so happy to see Charlie on that podium.
Big
At
smiles.
number 1.
Big smiles. And once again, on behalf of USA Climbing, Stone Age Climbing Gym, we thank you all for tuning in tonight, giving us a big turnout, both in the crowd here and online. Thanks for showing your support. Thanks to our sponsors. And we'll see you next year.
Yes. Thank you.